Yup. I mean, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah, that was trying to figure out.
Man, you was tripping. You had some technical difficulties, man.
Yeah, I
Gotta be,
was, man. I was
gotta
trying.
be smarter than the computer, my brother.
Oh yeah, I am. I just gotta get used to it. I ain't been on it in a minute.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. How you been doing, brother?
Pretty good about yourself, man.
Man, living life, man.
I hear you. I hear
Going
you.
through that life, man. You know how it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, man. I think
Yeah.
we got recording, man. I think we recording.
You can edit the first. You can edit everything out, right?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Yeah, you should be able to edit. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, you know, so we here, man. We back.
Back from forever.
Yeah, for man, it's been a minute, been a minute.
Yeah.
Definitely been a minute.
So what's up with you, man? How you been doing? What's been
Oh
going
man,
on in your world? I know you got your new moniker, Mimoso Poppy. I know that's been growing on the people.
yeah. Nah. You know,
Holla,
just been really
man.
just been working, man. Just trying to get it working. Trying to keep up with sports. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back into it.
Trying to keep up with it. You been having a hard time catching anything?
No, not really catching anything. Just more about being able to actually talk about it with other people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. You know
Yeah,
how it is. When you get older, you really get that.
yeah,
You know, like I never get to talk boxing with people. There's not too many
yeah,
people I can talk boxing with. So
yeah.
yeah, that's what happened.
But yeah, you ready for this West Coast, man? The fight coming up now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
playing Benavidez, man. That's gonna be. I think that we can start out with boxing. Shout out to
yeah,
you for starting us off. I think that is gonna be fight of the year. I think that has a. If you look at all the fights that we got announced, Ryan, Tank, Benavidez, Plant. I know they haven't really announced it yet, but if you do get Earl Spence or
yeah,
Thurman,
yeah,
if we not if but Lomachenko and Haney, I think that's second. Lomachenko and possibly Haney, but fight of the year is definitely going to be Caleb Plant, David Benavidez.
yeah. Well,
think
I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be the best one. But West Coast gonna give a tank, and Ryan Garcia gonna give a run for his money. But this one is like I like to. We finally getting to see the top dogs out there. You know what I'm saying? Weight class actually going at it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what I love the most about it. Like it's actually finally getting it. You know, I know me and you talked before where literally, you know what I'm saying, a lot of guys have been some guys may be at the end of their prime, other guys may be just coming in and they fighting or they may be too into their primes or something where it's not basically this is the first one that's gonna be I think it's gonna start off all these big fights, everybody in their prime, they trying to get that bag all at the same time, not waiting for it to be more and we're gonna finally get all the fights we're looking for.
yeah. Well, for Plant and Benavidez, I think those guys are more. I think Plant is in his prime. I think Benavidez is on his way to his prime.
Yeah,
I think that even between the Tank and Ryan Garcia, I don't think Ryan Garcia is nowhere near his prime. I do think Tank is in his prime. So
yeah,
you still don't get it's this thing about boxing, and I think in sports in general, it's damn near impossible to have both guys in their prime. Like if you would have got Kobe versus LeBron, Kobe wouldn't have been in his prime, or maybe LeBron wouldn't have been in his prime, right? Maybe LeBron was before his prime, or maybe Kobe was in his prime, or maybe LeBron was in his prime and Kobe was at this prime, right? Still wouldn't have been both those guys in their prime, right? You look at I think maybe you could say maybe Steph and LeBron's been the closest thing we've seen to both guys being in their prime, but that's in sports in general, right? Even Mahomes and Tom Brady, what we saw in the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
yeah.
Tom Brady obviously wasn't in his prime. Hell, Mahomes may not even be in his prime. So when you think about it, you'll never get a situation where like both guys are in their prime. That's just the beauty of sport. That's why I always say comparison is the thief of joy. Because if you really just break it down, there's no way for you to really. It's always going to be apples and oranges whenever you finally get to the meat of it. But back to the fight between Benavidez and Plant, man, this is power versus finesse.
Mhm.
This is to me this matchup remind me of the 2000 is it 2004 2005 Steelers versus the Colts that year.
Oh,
Jerome Bettis in the Steelers in the Colts who I think they had lost like one game or maybe they was like undefeated or something like
yeah,
that. They lost like one or two. I think it was on their way to an undefeated season, but they ended up having one or two losses, right?
Yeah.
But, it's one of those things. But this is a great matchup, man. Two different style fighters. I think both of them are great. Having it at 168, which is great. Once again, why I say both fighters still may not be in their prime because Benavidez, he's probably going to be in his prime when he's 175, I'm assuming. And Caleb probably will be in his prime at 168. But we got a good fight, man. Do you have any predictions on the fight?
My prediction right now, I'm on Plant. I'm going Plant. Going to get it and take care of it. And I think it's going to be a decision. It's not going to be a knockout. I think it's going to be a decision, like you said, because it's the contrasting styles of power and finesse. And one's going to try to go for power, the other's going to try to go for points or defense or finesse it. And so that's why I feel it's going to go to the decision. I think Caleb Plant gets.
Yeah. So for me, I obviously the favorite is Benavidez, right?
Yeah.
He's the guy that you look at as, he's the most talented. He's the one that people look at as he's special. So for me, I think that more than likely Benavidez is going to stop him. I think that Benavidez is going to put pressure on him. I think that the first half of the fight, first 6 rounds, I think it'll be competitive. I think first 6 rounds may go 4-2 Caleb Plant. But I think those last 6 rounds, the second half of the fight, I think that with the pressure of Benavidez, if he continues to put that pressure on him, he's gonna stop him. Now, I did last night. I did watch the Caleb Plant and Canelo fight just to get more familiar. This morning, I watched the Anthony Durrell and Benavidez fight. And one thing that I took out of that was I know everybody wants to see Canelo and David Benavidez. I'm not sure Canelo will lose that fight like everybody's thinking. I think that Canelo, I think we forget about what he's been through and his just overall career arc. He's a hell of a boxer. I know people think that Benavidez will be the one that'll beat Canelo. That was my first thought. I think that fight wouldn't be as easy as people think it is for Benavidez. I think that Canelo probably could possibly win that fight. Probably will win that fight. And I think that Caleb does a good job at sometimes sitting on his punches. But he did a better job versus the Anthony Durrell fight. So if he can sit on his punches, I think he has a good shot of winning because it's gonna be hard being finesse for 12 rounds. That's why I think Benavidez will stop him because overall he's gonna wear and tear you down.
Yeah.
If you look at the Anthony Durrell fight with Benavidez, he just pretty much walked Anthony Durrell down the whole time. He was chasing him in the ring pretty much when Anthony Durrell couldn't see out his right eye with that blood. But so for me, I'm gonna go with, if I had a bet man, I'm gonna go with Benavidez stopping him in maybe anywhere between the 10th and the 12th of championship rounds. And then of course, but I do think Caleb Plant has opportunity of getting his hands raised. I'll say this: if Caleb Plant wins the fight, it'll be because he did a great job of clinching, and he may get some boos. But hey, forget it. If you get some boos, you get winning. Yeah. You win. Get some boos. People may be like, "Nah, that's not we want more entertainment." But if he can do a good job of clinching and not, because what's gonna happen is Benavidez is gonna win the round. He's gonna win when the fight is not in the center of the ring. When he puts you behind on the ropes, he puts you in the corner, he's gonna win. So Caleb Plant, if he can win when the fight is in the center of the ring and he can keep the fight in the center of the ring as best as he can possibly win. He can possibly win. But that's how I got it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a good look I'll take on it, man. I just like the reason I like playing is more like, so he also went against Canelo, so it's kind of how like when Canelo went against Mayweather, and that's what kind of Canelo, when he went through that fight and how he lasted, it was like, okay, Canelo is that next dude. Canelo is the guy that he takes everything he's learned from the losses that he did take and the people he's fought and getting mature and getting to his prime. I think that's what Caleb Plant is now. Caleb Plant has fought some people that are, you like, okay, that he beat them, but hey, these are guys that are quality winners. They're not just guys, you can just write off and say, hey, we just buying it because he gonna get 80%, he gonna get 20%. Guys just won, but he's fought solid guys that's helping him progress in his career. That's why I feel, he's getting to his prime, or he's about in that prime where now all the fights he's about to book are finna be top of the line. He's finna win them. He knows what it takes to win them. and ended
Come on,
up,
Caleb Plant.
Caleb Plant,
Yeah, that's something that he does have. At the end of the day, this is David Benavidez's biggest fight. It's not Caleb Plant's biggest fight.
Yeah, exactly.
This is people gotta realize. So experience does weighs on Caleb Plant. Like I said, David Benavidez is special. So
you
gotta watch out for him. And then I don't know if you know his story, but when it comes to even UFC, I don't know if you watch UFC, but you had sometimes just in any combat sport, right? In general, right? I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm gonna drop that story. But in any combat sports, right, the bigger man has the opportunity. So even advantage. So even in a sport where it's weight classes, it can still be weight classes, but the mass may be different. So when you think about they're both meeting at the same weight, David Benavidez weighed in at 166 and Caleb Plant weighed in at 167, right? But David Benavidez is a bigger guy, even though he weighs less. How? Because David Benavidez was 270 pounds when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
He's cutting more weight than Caleb Plant, so that mass is still there.
Yeah.
They rehydrate and they get in the ring tomorrow. David Benavidez is going to be a bigger guy, so he's going to be able to walk him down.
Yeah, and also I want to say Benavidez is taller than Plant too,
about an inch.
Yeah. That's about like I know in sports we both play sports and stuff like that. I know they give you that one. I really think it's more like 2 inches, but hey, they say an inch. I don't really want to say it's maybe about 2, but we'll see. We're definitely gonna get to see that. That's why I also think, like you said, he's a bigger guy.
The height isn't that big of an advantage. I seen him on the matchup. I know Sean Porter talked about it, how Caleb Plant is a full size super middleweight, so the height really isn't the advantage. David Benavidez is just a bigger guy. He is an inch taller than him, right?
Yeah.
The reach is not that much of a.
I think they got the same.
If you just look at him, and I think we can do it on here. We're about to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? We're not putting this up we're not putting the video up. We'll put the video up for you guys a little bit later. But David Benavidez is just a bigger guy. If you look at the
he's a bigger guy. I think he got like a half an inch reach more, body inch taller. But body, like you said, body mass, his BMI is probably is bigger than Caleb Plant's.
So yeah, so if let's see. Of course, they got into it at the weigh-in today, which is hilarious. They've had some good press conferences. That's what I like about this fight.
They're bringing it to the table. They definitely bringing that. Because I think they both know, they both realize, like, hey, like we're the first of these top guys going at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't nobody's ducking nobody. We here. The fight said we got the date. It's around the corner. It's here, ready to go. And the whole world, it's gonna be a lot. This fight's probably one of the most watched fights I think in a while, because this is the type of fight people are, as boxing fans, even casual boxing fans. This is the type of stuff we're looking to see, because when you see Caleb Plant, he's fought a Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez, like you said, is a special talent right now. So therefore, this is what boxing junkies as yourself, me and you, and even regular people want to see, because it's like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is what we're waiting for. And then, like I said, we're going to get down the line. We got next month. We got Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. They've been going back and forth on Twitter and everything like that, social media, Instagram, all of that. And that's good booking. So this is the first one, I think, of a good run that's for the company.
Nah, it is, man. Yeah, but taking Ryan Garcia, that's going to be a good one as well.
Yeah.
100%, man. But I think that's I know we got a lot of other sports to cover.
Yeah.
So we can move out boxing. We'll be back with boxing, because of course we got to talk about the results, because it's gonna be a big weekend. But
yeah,
man, what you want to go with? You want to go on the tournament? What you want to go? You want to go with NBA Morant? What you want to go with, man?
Man, let's go. We can go ahead and start with John Morant, man. You know what I'm saying? Get the NBA, because I know the NBA regular season is winding down, so we can go and get that. Get shifted into that, and you know what I'm saying, going to the tournament, which is the big thing,
Yeah.
On both areas.
Man, I hate Ant out here, man, because listen, man, I'm all for the trash talk, man, but man, it's definitely still a difference between the Rockets and the Lakers, man.
It's a difference. There is a difference. I'm not gonna deny that.
Definitely a difference.
Y'all making the playoffs. That's all we gotta know. Y'all getting there. Y'all getting there.
I mean, we're gonna be in the play-in. Hopefully we can make the playoffs, but
y'all in the 10th, but
Yeah.
New Orleans ain't backing down. Luckily, y'all got the Jazz really trying to get out of the play-in, so
Yeah.
hopefully y'all can sneak in there. But the Pelicans, they're gonna be trying to gun in to get in there. So
Yeah.
I seen today
Yeah.
or the other day about what Jay Will was saying about LeBron coming back. Even though it was when you look at it to say it's like what were you talking? He was saying like where they bring LeBron back because Austin Reeves is looking great. I'm not going okay. That man he is looking great, but he does have the ball in his hand. I know when that man that wears 6 comes back, it's gonna be a different story. But is he gonna be able to come in enough to come in and get you guys, you know what I'm saying, over the hump? Like I said, LeBron James, I'm not gonna count him out. He's definitely, if he plays, he gives you. If y'all get to playing, he's playing. He definitely gives you a chance to win a one game elimination type deal. So I'm not gonna take that out whatsoever. And it's just how would they be on after that? And that's what I think. Will they bring an entertaining series with, you know what I'm saying, say they're the 8 seed or the 7 seed. And I know they're going to bring entertainment once because LeBron James there for sure, and we're talking about LA. But I'm just talking about as far as just basketball X's and O's. Will it bring an entertaining series if they do make it?
Against who?
No, even if they're in the 7 or 8 seed. You know, if they're in the playing, they're playing for the
Nah, I
7
think
or 8 seed. So they'll be playing
it'll
right
be.
now. It'll be Denver and Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So we talking about Denver and Memphis. And as a team aspect, like LeBron, like in the playing, I definitely give y'all a chance against any team that y'all got in the playing, regardless. It doesn't matter who y'all. If y'all playing for the 7 or y'all playing for the other one, y'all definitely gonna make that entertaining. And that's gonna be something definitely to watch because you got LeBron James in there. That's
Yeah.
playoff off rip. Like, we ain't gotta really go down that road. Like if y'all get into this playing after the playing, that's what I'm more looking for. I'm thinking that's where I have the doubts and the issues of this Lakers team. Is it enough or isn't since LeBron's out, Austin Reeves I know has emerged. AD's finally emerged. Does AD go back to what he was doing, playing half or playing timid? And what about, you know what I'm saying? I know Beasley y'all got during the trade. Vanderbilt, like all the pieces y'all got in that trade, my goodness, it was great. It was needed. I don't know what Rob Pelinka was waiting on, but he got it done, so he was able to help rejuvenate this season and his team.
Yeah, man. You know, with the Lakers, well, first of all, I think the West is open. I think that anybody can really take the West. In all honesty, I do think you still have your favorites in the Nuggets. Of course, the Grizzlies with a John Morant. But I think that you look at that Mavericks, Warriors, Timberwolves, Jazz, Pelicans, like kind of like these teams are all stuck within the same position. And I just feel like it's gonna be one of those things in nutrition of who's healthy at the right time.
Correct.
I also put the Clippers in there. Of course, they got an injury with Paul George. Yeah, so you got that going on. But as far as the Lakers, man, I'm just proud of them turning the season around. Obviously getting rid of well, I'm not gonna say that. That's a bad way to say it. Obviously, with the additions of Russell Wilson and Russell
D'Angelo Russell.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell, my guy from
Vanderbilt,
the
Jared
Wizards, Vanderbilt. Just the additions that we made, right? And then of course, I think that we would have first, if I think we would have had this roster for the entirety of the season, I think that we would have been in the anywhere between the third or fourth seed.
Yeah, I got you on the top 4.
Third or fourth seed. So that's how I'm looking at with the actual Lakers. I think that we did it, man. We figured it out. I think that it's all about all right, how we finish this season, but more importantly, what do you do next season, right? Do you try to go with Kyrie, or do you say, you know what, let's try to make it work with the guys that we do have? I think that's the big question mark. What do we do if we don't win a championship, which is most likely we won't win a championship, right? So that's to me that's the big question with the Lakers. LeBron, I always been telling people LeBron's been on his prime. I wish Anthony was here. LeBron's not in his prime, bro. He can't technically he can't finish the season, right? Last time LeBron finished the season was the bubble, but you got a 3-month break within that bubble. So if you think about it, nutrition has been on LeBron when we talk about Father Time. It's just that we've seen success and we've kind of been laying the blind eye to it. But once again, he's not gonna be able to finish the season to a foot injury or ankle injury.
Yeah, I get what you're saying on that, but it's more of like now we're in this when is load management error? So when you say load management, like finishing the season, what's finishing the season now? Because we know guys ain't playing 82 games no more. We know that that's not happening.
But when they say load management, they not saying you hurt to where you can't finish. Like he can't finish the season. Last year we did make the playoffs last year, but the year before that we couldn't beat the Suns because him and AD was hobbled. Load management is you're not playing to prevent those injuries.
Yeah, but
he's not playing because those injuries are already there. That's a big difference between that and load management.
Yeah, but last year I didn't make the playoffs. The year before that, you talking about with the Suns, he gets hurt at the end of the season, but he's already played 65, maybe 70.
We didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I didn't make the playoffs last year.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't make the playoffs last year. The year after that, the year before that is when they couldn't finish the playoff season with the Suns.
Yeah, last year I didn't make the playoffs at all.
No, I'm saying they had that. So I'm saying that they were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The year before last, but they couldn't. They were hobbled in the playoffs. So remember, they couldn't beat the Suns. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, but LeBron James played. LeBron James he got hurt in the tweaked his ankle, but he still played. I think the last game of the regular season and then into the playoffs. But it was just like it's at the end of the day. I don't know when the last time LeBron James like officially played 80. Last time he played 82 games, maybe been in Cleveland, maybe. So it's like it's not like
I'm not talking about playing 82 games. I'm talking about being able to finish the season.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron James. I'm saying low managers allowing guys not to even if they're trying to prevent injuries. A lot of teams are going to sit guys towards the end of the season to rest them up for the playoffs. Like if it's like something like if it's not like a major injury while you're sitting out, most of you you're gonna not play back to backs. Just like when Anthony Davis when the Lakers came in and played the Rockets, the game before, if it wasn't for load management, Anthony Davis would have played the back to back. But since it's load management,
that's not what I'm talking about though. He couldn't finish the season because he had an injury.
But that's with low man example of load management where guys you say can't finish the season. Like load management is taking over the fact of like what's finishing the season because you can not be hurt and still be sitting out, or you could be hurt.
No. When I say finish the season, is he's not going to the playoffs healthy enough to be able to be himself. I'm talking because I don't really think most people are going into the playoffs 100%. He's not able to go into the playoffs at least 80% if I'm putting a number on it. So what I'm saying is when I say he can't finish the season, I'm not talking about load management. I'm talking about his body is breaking down to the point where he needs rest because if he does not rest, he's going to continue to hurt himself because he already has an injury. Load management is to prevent injuries. I'm talking about someone who is not finishing the season because he has an injury. That's a big difference.
Yeah. He's not going to finish this season, but last year he did finish the season, and he sat down because to prevent injury because they wasn't going to make the playoffs. That's why he was going for the scoring title last year, like the NBA scoring title for the points per game or the points per game in the season per game in the season last year. But when he realized that why do I need to chase these points per game when I'm going to get the all-time record next year and we're not making the playoffs? That's what I mean. Like when I say like finish, that's what when you say finish the season. Like last year, he could have finished the season, but he chose not to, and he wasn't hurt. Like he got hurt, came back, and he played the numerous of games last year, but then he didn't finish the season because he chose to sit out, even though he was healthy enough to play.
Bro, even if he comes back for the playoffs this year, bro, to me,
he's going to come back for the play. He's in the play-in. He's coming back.
All right, so look, even if he comes in for the play-in this year and we go to playoffs, to me, he still couldn't finish the season. Even like not in the sense of he was out for the rest of the season. I'm talking about he actually had a serious injury at the end of the season when we were trying to push for a playoff spot or for a higher seed. And when he came into the playoffs, he's coming into the playoffs hobbled, right? So okay, we do make it to the playoffs, right? How good will LeBron be for the remainder of the playoffs?
I think
if he's hobbled.
I think if he comes back, he's gonna be good to go. He's not gonna be 100%. No one is 100% at this time of the season whatsoever. So when I think if he comes back in the play-in and the playoff, I think he will be good enough to play. He won't be 100%. So I'll give you at least 85%. He's gonna be ready to play because you're gonna have nagging injuries. You're not gonna be 100%. So that's just the time of the year we're in. But with LeBron James, he's good enough. It's like, do we need to push him in the regular season? Right now, I think I maybe got like 9 or 10 games left. Do I need to push him to play those 9 or 10 games or let him rest? Maybe play one game and then get ready for the play-in and then be ready for this playoff run. And it doesn't mean he wasn't able to finish it. He was able to finish the season. He just resting because it's like it's no need for me to play because we're in the playing. Like with the team right now, y'all the ninth seed. Right now, the season that y'all the ninth seed. LeBron James will push whatever it takes to get back to play that playing game as a 9 seed.
Yeah, 100%. Nah,
Yeah,
I'm with
but
you on that
right
part.
now, if he continues if he feels this team is playing right now the way they're playing right now, because they're playing pretty well. AD showing up, Austin Reeves is doing his thing, Vanderbilt, all those guys, Redo, D'Lo, all of them are doing their thing. I don't need to play, but he could be healthy enough to play right now. But he's chilling because I'm going to take more time to get healed to go on for this playoff and try to actually make it noise and this play into this playoffs. I wouldn't say he didn't finish the season. I'm just saying he's just using more time than necessary to get healthy. To be 100% sure because right now the games do count. I'm not saying they don't count, but he feels comfortable enough to let this team finish out. We're good where we at, and then when we get to that plan, that's when I come back fully rested, ready to go to try to knock off where it is. That's the 10 seed, and try to go and knock off the 7 or the 2 seed or the 1 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say he couldn't finish the season. I'm just saying he just used more rest. He just used more rest, which would be load management, instead of actually missing. I get what you're saying. Like that year, what was the year? Like when 2018, when he first got to LA, he got hurt. He had a major injury. And when he sat out, that's when the Lakers season went to West Coast. And that's when he was like, I'm not going to rush this back. We're not going to make the playoffs. Then he came back and was like playoff activated mode. I'm going to try to get us there. And then when he didn't make the playoffs, it was like, yeah, you were still hurt. We can tell that you wasn't 100%, but you was trying to make a push for it. But I get what you're saying. It's just more of the Lakers. I think they're going to get into the play-in. And with LeBron James, I'll definitely take them probably in the play-in game. Now, like I said before, the playoffs is what I'm more concerned about. I definitely bet my money on LeBron James and the Lakers to win a playing game.
Yeah. Nice. We'll see how it play out, man. We'll definitely see how it play out. How you feel about your Rockets?
Oh man, I like the young talent we have, but it's just like me, it's at this point now it's just I feel Steven Silas is a sitting duck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he should get next year. He has 1 year left on his deal. I think we should just cut ties. If we're gonna go get James Harden, go get James Harden. Or if we're gonna go
Whoa. Y'all hold on. After all the bad things y'all said about James Harden, y'all want James Harden back?
I never said anything bad about it. I ain't like how he got out. I don't like how he acted out. But in that he's still what we need. Like these last 3 years after the exit of James Harden, this team has lacked a point guard. And that's exactly what James Harden is right now. He is one of the best point guard, if not the best point guard in the NBA right now.
And that's a stretch, but I feel you.
Why you saying the stretch? Because when you talking about he leads the league in assists again.
Is Wardell still playing?
I don't consider Wardell as a point guard. I consider he plays. I consider him just as a guard.
If you want to say he's the best facilitator in the league, that's one thing.
Well, that's when I think about point guard.
No, to me, point guard is what position you play. They both play point guard. Just because I play point guard a different way than you play point guard does not mean you're a better point guard just because you play more of a traditional style point guard. That's how I look at it. No, honestly, I do respect your point, but I just feel like James Harden's a great facilitator, but Steph Curry has won. I mean, the games that the Warriors have won this year because of Steph Curry, and you really can't say that with James Harden because James Harden playing with Embiid. James Harden's not the best player on his team,
No, he's not. That's what's making because he's playing point guard. That's why. But it's like even because that's what I've had it on with.
That's cap, baby.
What?
You saying that he's not the best player on his team because he's playing point guard? He's not the best player on his team because he got drugged.
I didn't say that. I'm saying
you did.
No, I said he's playing point guard. He's not the best player on his team. The best player on the team is Joel Embiid, and we know that, and he knows that. Everyone knows that, but he's playing point guard. Like in the NBA, like we're in position as basketball. So you talk about it's 2 guard spots, 2 forwards, and a center, and that's what it is. Like when I say point guard, I'm talking about guys that's gonna command the offense. Because like even LeBron James, you can say he's a point guard, and that's what they call it, point forward. But Steph Curry, don't get me wrong, Steph Curry is a guard. He's probably the best guard in the game right now. Yes, But when you talk about point guard, I'm gonna go James Harden. Like Wardell is probably the best guard because he's not really. He don't even initiate their offense. It's Draymond that initiates their offense. And then when Draymond and them on the bench, that's when Jordan Poole comes in and he's initiating the offense. He's the guy that gets everything.
But when you look up the stat sheet, is he
well, he's
listed
gonna
as
say
a point guard?
but we're in position as basketball, so it's just guard, forward, center.
That's what we say. We say we're in position as basketball. They actually do got positions. Like I feel what you're saying. The way the style of play has changed, we can look at it and say it's positioned as basketball, which is true. But there's still positions. If you scout it, and
because even if you do like say the All-Star game, they do front court and back court. We do all NBA teams, all defensive teams. It's guard, forward, center.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it's
But the idea of it being positionless basketball is true to an extent. We can't act like positions don't exist still. So if I'm saying, hold up, listen, if I'm saying who's the best point guard, which is a position, which means now we're including the actual position, then you have to look at who plays point guard and who's the better player. Now, if I was talking about more on the positionless basketball term, as in saying, yo, who's the best facilitator from the backcourt, then of course you can say, all right, I got James Harden over Steph Curry, who's more of a better scorer because it's positionless basketball. But the way I'm phrasing it, I'm including the position. So you can't say it's positionless basketball when I'm asking you who's the best at a certain position.
The reason why I say is because guard is the position. That's the position.
No, I'm saying point guard though.
Yeah, no,
I'm going into more detail with it.
The position is guard.
No. I got what you're saying, but I'm asking you point guard. I'm not saying guard. I'm being even more detailed and saying point guard.
That's what makes it positionless basketball because the position is just guard. It doesn't matter if you play point guard, shooting guard, because you have offenses that have 3 guards. It doesn't matter. That's what makes it positionless because you have offenses where you have nothing but all forwards. Like beginning of the year in the offseason, this offseason before this season started, Nick Nurse they asked Nick Nurse a question: why is he acquiring all these type of guys? He was like, ideally at one point I might want all forwards on the floor, but my forward can handle the basketball good enough. But he's a forward. He's not a guard. He's not. That's the position is guard. Position is forward. That's the position.
When he clocks into the game, he's clocking in as a point guard.
He's clocking as a guard. Even when you do the line, he says guard, at forward.
No. So look, we can't get into semantics. I know that there's some stat sheets that just have 2 guards, 2 forwards, and then the center. Yeah, I'm completely with you on that. But I'm saying point guard though. I feel what you're saying. Where you're like, nah. Sometimes when you're talking basketball, you don't actually have to put the guard. Sometimes we put backcourt, front court. Sometimes we put the guard. Sometimes we put F. Sometimes we put C. But in the question I'm asking, I'm saying point guard. I'm not saying who's the best guard. I'm not saying who's the best facilitator. I'm saying who's the best point guard.
It's James Harden. Best point guard.
All right, but that's something we just have to. That's something we have to agree to disagree with on that part.
No, I feel the reason why you said, the reason why you asked the question, Wardell doesn't play point guard. He plays guard.
No, he plays point guard. No, he plays. I can go to ESPN. I can go to ESPN right now, and he's listed as the Warriors point guard.
He's listed at the guard position. The guard position.
Bro,
that's what makes him. He's listed as the guard position. It's the guard position. He's gonna say guard. He's gonna be a guard. Because he's gonna say point guard and shooting guard. He's gonna say both. He's at the guard.
Yeah, because they always give your second position. Look,
yeah, but
Curry. Listen, if you Google Steph Curry position, Curry plays exclusively at the point guard position. He has a career average of 23.5, 6.6 assists, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.7 steals per game. He's a 6-time NBA All-Star. He has been named MVP twice and won 3 NBA titles with the Warriors. Bro, he's a point guard.
But that's what I'm saying. He does, but he doesn't facilitate his offense.
Okay, so he could be a point guard that's just not good at facilitating his offense. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
That's the point.
No,
that's the point of a point guard. The point guard is to facilitate the offense. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be a guy that's 6'10", guy that's 6'7", guy that's 6'3". That's what makes the point guard. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes the point guard. But his position is guard. That's why his position is because he doesn't initiate the offense. The offense, when they initiate, Draymond Green's up coming to the court, he's technically in the offense, he's the point guard. But we call it point forward. That's what we call it, point forward. So that's why I say he's just a guard. I'm like we talking about guard of whoa, big dropping news. Whoa. Alabama just lost to San Diego State. Yeah, that's another bracket buster. Another number one goes down.
There you go. Yeah, but I feel what you're saying, but it's still crazy. Listen, that's just something that we're going to have to agree to disagree with. Hopefully the fans, hopefully the listeners.
I get what you're saying. If I would say like best guard of all time, Wardell will be better than James Harden. We know that. We know that. But we're talking about point guard. When you say point guard, I gotta go with James Harden.
All right, bro. That's you. I got you. I ain't going again. You do what you do.
Now we can go and let's go and get onto this John Morant, man. What you think about this John Morant situation? I know
it's one of those situations where real life comes into sports in a way where the youth is so misguided right now. I think that with media and with so much content going around, I think that it's so easy for the youth to be blinded and have this unnecessary aggression. Just a whole bunch of unnecessary lifestyles. Ja Morant, of course, the kids adapt to him. They look up to him. I know there's a lot of young stars in the league, but he's the one that the kids actually take a liking to. So I think there's a responsibility on his shoulders that may not be on the shoulders of a Luka, of a Joker, of a Trae Young, of a Jason Tatum, of Zion Williams, right? Because he's not just the only American basketball player that's good, but he's the only one that's you can say that has a lot of star power. Goes back to what I was telling y'all, DeMar DeRozan is not a star. Like if he pulled a gun up at a club, nobody would care, right?
No, he's a star. He's a star.
Whatever. All right. No, let's not get lost. But I do want the people who listen to that. Once again, if DeMar DeRozan did the same thing, nobody would care. All right. Now, the NBA would, of course, but people would not. The people outside the NBA wouldn't be talking about it. Hey, but look. But listen, hold up. I don't want to just deter from my point. All right. Yeah, so with him, I think that it's a responsibility that he has to understand he has. Hopefully, he has leadership in his life where eventually he get this taken care of. Where he understands that you can't do that. Like people look up to you. You got a responsibility for your family, man. There's things that you got to do to make sure that first and foremost, you keep the church money rolling, but at the same time, he'll get older because the NBA obviously they care about him because me personally, I feel like whatever punishment they gave him was a slap on the wrist. I don't think that me personally, I don't think he should come back at all for the year. I think the NBA could have really took their stance on how they feel about the youth having guns and just the youth glorifying guns. But I feel like they really, to me, I'm very disappointed on him being back already, and I'm trying to change the narrative so soon. I think you should have sat him down for the rest of the year, and I feel like he should have his redemption tour at the beginning of next year. That should have been something that we went into next year talking about, because at the end of the day, now with the fast pace of the content and the media that I'm talking about, did he really have of course he had an 8-game suspension, but it went by fast. It wasn't something that you had to miss Ja Morant. Within the time of him having an 8-game suspension, he was still spoken about, he was still talked about, right? There was never a point in time we was like, you know what? Where's Ja? You know what I'm saying? It was never that point where we felt that way. So now the same kids that follow him, that's not good as him to be in the NBA, that's not gonna have that same opportunity that he's gonna have. They may look at guns as, hey, if I get caught with this, if I do something stupid like go on Instagram Live, it's gonna be a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? So I really feel like they dropped the ball. I feel like he will get better, of course, and I do think that he will redeem himself. All right, but I do feel like NBA dropped the ball on handling this situation.
Okay, well, all good valid points, definitely. My take on it, Ja Morant, as a person, as a human being, as a man, not even a basketball player, just a man, it was dumb what he did. It was just flat out dumb. There's no putting things around it, no what you call around it. And with that, you say role models. Granted, they take on a role of being a role model, but that's not something they choose to do. And it goes back to when Charles Barkley said himself, "I'm not no damn role model." He's not a role model. You don't have to look up to me. You choose to do that. I'm not trying to
I
put my
disagree.
what. That's fine. I get it, but I understand a lot of people. You may disagree, but I'm just saying as far as he's not choosing to be a role model. To me, it's more of as a man. Like you grew up in a two-parent home. You went to a private school. You wasn't exposed to that lifestyle that you're portraying through music. You know what I'm saying? That's more of you being influenced by the culture, the rap culture, hip hop culture, which is you have every right to. But in the position that you're in, where you're making $200 million, and you're in a league where they're funding that, and they want to keep that, they want to try to get away from that bad boy image and things like that because yet again you are making millions of dollars, so you don't have to do stuff that you do like that. But you know, at the end of the day, they're still human. They're still coming from maybe it's a rough background. But in John Morant's it's actual situation, he didn't come from that. He didn't have to deal with that. And then now you're in a place where you can better yourself. You can get people that you know like that out of that situation that you're portraying, and whatever it is, that's where I feel the NBA kind of was wrong by suspending him. Period, because he didn't get charged with anything. Charges were dropped. The video or the picture, whatever, in the strip club was leaked when it shouldn't have been. No strip club cross country is going to do that anywhere else. They're going to respect the privacy of the athlete or the celebrity or whatever it is there. So like all this stuff, and I get it may have been too fast. Like he couldn't have. I don't think he could have like just said, "Oh, so I'm a changed man." I appreciate him for taking the initiative and saying, "Hey, I need to get better. I need to do what I appreciate that." But other than that, that's all that should have happened because he didn't get charged with anything. He didn't do anything a normal American that, like you said, why not make the NBA? He didn't do anything different where he would have gotten in trouble. Like you got no charges. What did you suspend me for? They're going to use defamation against the NBA image or all that. And I get that, but it's a lot. You'd be surprised a lot of things that go on that the NBA doesn't even worry about.
Let me ask you a question. Us
Yeah,
as black men,
yeah,
do you feel like the picture that he's painting himself in as a black man is acceptable?
yeah. I don't think that's what I said. It's not
So
acceptable. I don't think that's
and I understand you said he come from a two parent home. Me personally, I'm not even with that. I feel like you come from a two parent home, your parents can love you,
yeah,
and you can still be a demon. Actually, people who get spoiled a lot end up
yeah,
being those individuals. So like saying that, man, you ain't come from the struggle, like that don't mean nothing. Like to be honest with you, I know people that did not come from the struggle and they were savage, bro. Like that shit, a lot of that shit be chemical imbalance. That shit be really what you believe in and what you grown to see, whether you saw it firsthand with your parents or whether you saw it on TV.
mm-hmm.
Like that's what people don't understand. Like if you really believe in something and you believe at it for a long age, like I think that when you saw his they like went to his old Instagram, he was 13, right? You can
Yeah,
always see that he's always full of himself, right?
yeah,
But like for me, I say that the NBA, I know you're saying he ain't do nothing wrong, he didn't do, you know, he didn't do anything illegal, he didn't get arrested, anything like that. That is true. And hey, maybe that is something you can skate by with. But I just know for me as a black man, when I'm seeing him have incidents in the game with the Pacers, and his response is a little baby tweet, a little baby quote where he's like, I never change on my bros. Nigga, I change on my bros in a second if they mess up the bag. Like, my bros, if that's what it is.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about when we talking about, all right, but he didn't do anything illegal. I get that. He did not, right? But the thing about the NBA is Deshaun Watson didn't do nothing illegal either when it comes to sports in general. He messed with the church money.
And he
One
got
thing you
paid,
can't
right?
do, huh?
He got paid though, right?
He got paid, but he had to sit down, right?
But he still got paid.
I ain't say I ain't want John Morant to not get paid. I told him
No,
he need
no,
to
but
sit
John Ray
down.
doesn't. In John Ray's situation, he doesn't get paid.
No. He didn't. Buddy didn't get paid for a year. Well, he did get paid. You're actually right, but he
Yeah,
had to sit down. I'm not really tripping about the pay part. I'm talking about he has to sit down.
yeah, yeah.
I'm talking
But
about you have to be on the sideline. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that
yeah,
you right now the game ain't for you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily just saying. Come on, once again, I'm not speaking on what I think should happen to harm him, so to discipline him. I'm thinking on what should happen to to set an example for the people that follow him, those young African American kids that walk around with they hair, with their dreads, with a one little color in it to emulate John Morant. I'm talking about for them, not for him. I'm talking about for them. Because what I think what he did was I just think that how he's treating, how he's acting, and all that shit. I think that shit unacceptable.
And I agree with you on that. I do. I'm 100% you. What he did is not, you know what I'm saying, it's not acceptable as a black man. But now this black man that plays in the NBA, now we're talking about, now you're suspending him. And you said he wasn't gone long enough. But what would be long enough? Because if he's suspended for the rest of the year, that's not going to change him to stop to go to a strip club. That's not. I don't care about
him going to strip clubs.
That's not going to change him from going on social media, posting whatever you want to post.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Because he's not going to do it again now. He's not going to post a gun on social media again.
He's not going to post a gun, but
exactly. So he's already.
What's going to stop him from posting going to the strip club? What's going to stop him from posting?
I don't care about him going to the strip club. That doesn't matter.
What's stopping him from posting that again? He just won't have a gun this time. He just won't have a gun this time.
I don't care about him posting him at the strip club, bro. I literally never said anything. Bro, you're the first person to ever say anything about a strip club. I never once said where he was at. I said him posting a gun on IG Live. I never once said anything about. Hold up. Time out. It takes two to tango. I never said anything about where he was at. I never had a problem. My name is Kobe. I am a strip club enthusiast. I never said anything about him being at the strip club. I said him being a role model for the children and him posting a gun on Instagram Live. I never said anything about a strip club. I never said it was weird that the girls had their tops on, but he had his tops off. I never said anything to discredit him or anything bad about that. Only thing I said was him being in the strip, no, I never said strip club. I'm sorry. All I said was him being on IG Live posting a gun was a bad representation for him. I think it sets a bad example for young Black Americans and Americans in general that look after him, and he needs to sit his hot ass down for the rest of the season. That's what I said.
Okay. But why does he need to sit down for just posting a gun on IG when we have NRA rules where people can carry guns? Like the
NBA don't control that. I feel like when you look at the NBA,
Kobe, let me finish. I'll let you finish.
All right, you go.
I'm saying, like you're saying, he needs to sit down because he posted a gun on IG. You know how many people in America, Black, white, Asian, anything, post guns on IG in America that are role models, but they're not role models to being as athletes. They're role models to people in the streets, in the hoods that they come from. They're not getting told to sit their hot ass down.
Yeah, but they 100%.
So when you say sit his ass down, like, bro, like, sit down for what? Can I post it? Like I said, I am with what he did as far as posting on IG. That was the dumbest thing you could have done because, one, you're a Black man in America making millions, 200 million at that. They would take that from you in an instant. They have to find any reason to take it away from you. But also, you got to also understand that he's still an American. He's still a person that goes to work. Just like his job just happens to be playing in the NBA. So you can't say sit him down, but don't sit down another American who might do the same thing.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
The reason why you can't I can explain myself. I can explain myself, not just me saying it. Bro, there's me and you, bro, we hardworking individuals, bro. Yes. We work for what we got, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't have the same standard as being an NBA player. Correct. I can go home. I can go to work, do whatever I want to do, make a lot of money, go off, and then go get a massage and ask for a happy ending, and it not be a problem, bro. Yeah, that's just Deshaun Watson. That's just the down part of being a good athlete sometimes. Yeah. That's just what it is, bro. Right? Same thing with him, bro. Like when you talk about there's people who post guns, they're neighborhood superstars, or they're role models. They don't make $20 million a year either. Right? And then back when he says things like, Charles Barkley say we didn't sign to be a role model. Well, damn, you signed up to get a sneaker after your name, right? Right?
Yeah, but that's not
right. No. At some point, we can't sit here and say, you know what? I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna have a sneaker in my name. I'm gonna be fly. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna be a trendsetter, but I'm not a role model. How are you gonna be a trendsetter but not be a role model? At some point,
you can be a trendsetter without being a role model.
Bro. At some point, two and two come in hand, bro. At some point, you know who not a role model? Who? To most people, Tim Duncan. as good as he was in basketball, guess who didn't say nothing? That's who didn't feel like, I'm gonna come in.
But there are people that look at Tim Duncan as a role model.
And that's my point. You're gonna be a role model to somebody no matter what you say.
Yes.
No matter how. Listen, Evan, you don't play basketball, but you're a role model to somebody, bro.
Correct.
So that's all I want to say. I don't want to hear though. We didn't sound to be a role model. I didn't sound to be a role model either, bro. But guess what? If I perform good at my job, right? A lot of people in my job respect me and what I do, bro. I'm a role model to them, whether I like it or not.
Correct.
So I have to.
No, but I agree with you on all that. I do. But that's what I'm saying. You can't use the role model card because it's like, yeah, I didn't sign up to be one, so that means you don't have to follow me. You choose to follow me. I didn't play. He didn't get really good at basketball for people to follow. He got really good at basketball to be in the NBA.
That's not true. That's not true. I disagree. The reason why I disagree is this. Why I disagree. Think about it. We thinking.
Yeah.
The reason why I disagree is the NBA is a system. You're not bigger than the system.
Correct.
The NBA has great players, and their top tier players. Guess what they want them to be?
No, that's what the NBA wants them to be.
No, and hold up, time out. If that's what the NBA wants them to be, if you're gonna work for me and I'm paying you $200 million, and that's who I'm telling you I want you to be, guess what you signed up for? Guess what you signed up for?
Coach, that's what I'm saying.
Shout out to LeBron. He's been doing it since day one.
But
shout out to Kobe. Had his issue, but figured it out. Shout out to the guys that understand that that's what it is.
No, that's what I'm saying. LeBron James didn't get really good at basketball to be a role model. He didn't do that.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, listen. When he grew up, he was trying to play basketball. He was trying to be really good. He was trying to win. It goes back even with Dame Lillard's interview when he sat down with JJ Redick in his podcast. How the game, like, I'm not finna say my career is not finna be a waste or a knockoff because I didn't win a championship. When you start playing basketball, 100%. Any sports, you're playing to win. Then when you get really good, when people start realizing that you're really good, then you start saying, okay, I really like this. I'm really good at it. Let me do it so I can get to the next level, to the highest next level, to the highest next level. When you're coming into the NBA or trying to play basketball, any sport, you're playing to win and be the best at what you do. You're not worried about anybody looking up to you. You're not worried about, you know what I'm saying? Your goal is to get to the NBA or get to the professional ranks. So when you get to the NBA, growing up, even LeBron James, growing up, they were going to be the best basketball players they can be. When they got to the league, that's what LeBron James said himself. He didn't learn to realize, like, okay, wow, like now I really have people watching. Now I'm here. I'm at the goal I've been trying to get to. I work for to get to the NBA. Now I'm in the NBA. Now I need to make sure that I can keep everything, all the negative things away. John Morant, don't get me wrong. John Morant, he was trying to be the best basketball player he can be, but he also wants to bring the influence of rap culture, hip hop culture. He wants to bring that with him and say, hey, my boys that not as good as me in basketball, that came from a rough upbringing, I'm trying to bring them with me. I'm not trying to change on them. Hey, I'm going to let them know I'm down with them. I'm for them. Even in the city he plays in, Memphis, is one of the roughest areas in our United States. And they have a lot of influence. You have a lot of rappers that come to the game. So, hey, they're just like, hey, man, I like this kid because he's really good at basketball. They're not worried about him being wrong. They know he's really good at basketball. He entertains me. So, therefore, I want to go watch him play. John Morant is like, to give respect back to that. Yeah, hey, I'm a jam your music. I'm a quote your lyrics. I'm gonna try to live your lifestyle when I don't have to because I'm in the NBA. He doesn't have to be a little baby, Key Glock, a young Dolph, your money bag, yo God. He don't have to be like those guys because your way you made it, like they made it, you made it through basketball. Your avenue was basketball. Just play basketball, big dog. That's all I need you to do.
But this is what it is. To me, this sounds like the equivalent to being a criminal in jail time. Hey, listen, if you want to be a criminal, guess what code being a criminal? Jail time. If you want to be a lifetime criminal, bro, guess what's going to happen? Jail. So, bro, if you want to be great at a sport and what sports represent to America, you are signing up to be a role model, whether you like it or not. So when they say these things like, I didn't sign up to be a role model, I don't know when Charles Barkley said that because Charles Barkley is old, right? I don't know if he said this recent.
He said when he was playing and after he stopped playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know when he said that, but I can tell you in 2023, especially with how people are consumed with celebrities and how much access you have to people, bro. Listen, you are a role model. The idea of I'm going to be a professional basketball player. I'm going to have a shoe with with Nike. I'm gonna have a Powerade commercial, but don't follow me. Like what? Don't be influenced by me, right? No, I'm gonna sit here and make. I'm gonna sit here and make over $500,000, $500,000,000. Sorry, in my basketball career, but I'm not gonna be a role model. That's not how it works, bro.
Well,
If you see, time out. If you see somebody doing something great, you're gonna be inspired by them. So you're gonna like, bro. Anybody who's great is gonna be someone's role model. So when you say LeBron didn't play basketball to be a role model, no. But him being great at basketball, he's gonna be a role model just by default.
well, and that's what when you because it's like literally like when you say get a deal by Nike, Nike came to him. And you know why Nike came to him? Because they saw how many people actually chose to follow him.
Oh, bro, time out. Every Nike coming to every no athlete is coming to Nike. Nike's coming to every athlete. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, because they know the influence they can bring. Doesn't mean they're a role model. It doesn't. It's all about influence. Literally, if they know you're really good at basketball, people that watch basketball and people that can't play basketball and like basketball, they're gonna watch. So Nike's like, well, this guy, people are watching him, so we're gonna go to him and give him something. Give him a Nike deal. Nike.
That's what I'm saying.
But
they're giving you a.
John Morant didn't sign up to be a role model. He signed up to play basketball.
Bro, of course but that comes with it. So if you saying they technically say, you know what, I want to be a role model, no. But what I'm saying is at some point you have to make that conscious understanding. You don't gotta make a decision because the decision is not for you to be made. It is what it is. You're gonna be somebody's role model. Bro, a fucking criminal is somebody's role model. Like y'all gotta understand how vague. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they understand how vague a role model could be. Like, bro, like you don't have to be this freaking.
You don't. You're right. But
yeah,
don't sit here and say that they are choosing to be a role model. They're not choosing to be a role model. That got deemed upon them being good at what they do. That's how they became a role model. They didn't say I want to be a role model. Like that. Like you have.
Did you say you want? Did you say you want to be a role model?
No, I didn't. But I know I am one. I didn't.
Hey, there we go. There we go. That's all I'm saying.
That's what you say. You can't say he's a role. Like he didn't choose to be a role model. So when you say posting a gun on IG, which is completely dumb. It shouldn't be done by anybody. But don't try to say, oh, he is a role model. No, he didn't choose to be a role model.
Well, he is a role model, so I can't say that. But listen,
but he didn't choose that.
But okay, so I'm understanding he didn't choose to be a role model. I understand that. I don't think that that's a good excuse because you know you're a role model. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's kind of like it's kind of like
excuse. Say it's fine. It's fine to say a good excuse.
It's not a good excuse at all.
It's not. I'm sorry. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying whenever they say I didn't sign up to it, it's malarkey because it's not a good excuse. Like first and foremost, most of you guys did. I find it hard to believe if you had a full bro. You don't go to Nike and get a Nike deal in one day. You go through a whole process of negotiation. I find it hard for you to believe once you see the numbers, once you see the impact, once they say, hey, you got to go do the signing at the New York store on Fifth Ave. Once they say you got to do all these things, right? Well, all these people are coming in and these kids are shining your bro. You don't think a kid has came up to John Morant and said, hey, I love you. You inspire me.
Yeah,
you don't think about that. Time out. I want you to think about it and listeners think about it. And where John Morant is before he put out a gun on IG Live, you don't think kids have came up to him and said, man, you inspire me, bro. Like, I really want to be like you, bro. Like, man, you signing this jersey for me is going to be like a moment I never forget. You don't think that people told him that before?
Yeah, I'm 100%.
So the excuse of I didn't sound to be a role model, that's an excuse after you failed at being a role model. No, and I can't respect that.
How? Because just because someone's coming to tell you that doesn't mean you signed up to be a role model.
I'm not saying, but this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you signed up. I'm saying that so I'll take that back. I'm not saying you signed up because I don't think you make the decision on if you're a role model or not. I think you can say, you know what, I want to be a role model, so let me go out there and do things to make people want to look after me. Look up to me. I do think that that's possible. But what I am saying is he knows that he is a role model. So I don't want to hear, man, I didn't sign up to be a role model. Yeah. No, that's like if you get into a marriage, and I've never been married before, right? That's like if you get into a marriage, right? And it's like, yo, until death do us part, and then something happens, right, with your wife. Well, you got to stick through it with this, right? She's gonna make it out. You're gonna make it out as well. Or something happens to you. and then that individual's like, man, I didn't sign up for this. At some point, if it's just draft guy, you gotta leave, right? But at the same time, you kind of did sign up for this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, even though even though you didn't know what it was, what was gonna happen, even though you didn't know, hey, I was gonna be sick for a few months, even though you didn't know I was gonna lose my job, even though you didn't know, you didn't sign up for it.
Yeah, but to your point, with that, on that, literally, when you get married, it's only what 2 ways out of marriage. It's only 2 ways. By the vows of God, it's only 2 ways: adultery and death. That's it. Ain't no in between. So when you say I didn't sign up for it, you did sign up for that. You did sign up knowing the fact, hey, possibly this person can lose their job, they can get terminally ill, they can cheat on you, even adults cheat on you, hit you. You signed up for that. You knew all that. That is a possibility that could happen. When John Morant, LeBron James, when they started playing basketball, they probably their biggest goal was, I'm gonna make it to the NBA. I'm gonna make it to the NBA. At 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, you don't know what the NBA can bring you. You don't know what this game of basketball can bring to you. You don't know no possibilities. Yeah. All you know is, I want to get to the NBA. That's all you know. That's all you're striving for. You're going to do whatever it takes to get to the NBA. When you get married, you know this person may be a flirt. You know this person may like to go talk to other people or be with other people or do stuff that you don't like. You know this. You know all
about
this.
The NBA too, though.
Well, no, all you know of the NBA is that when you're in the NBA,
you know that about Nike too.
Huh?
You know that about Nike too. Like I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe we grew up worshiping Jordan, not because most of us seen him play, but just because of his shoes and how fly his shoes
was. You have people that just see his shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Fly. But I can get a shoe, but I ain't gonna be a role model at all. I'm just gonna be a street nigga.
Yeah, because
come on,
like
man.
I said,
man.
You're not knowing you like you just said it. You can be a role model without even being told you're a role model. You can be a role model without even knowing. You can be a role model by knowing.
Man, but you gotta be smart enough to know. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is just lack intelligence on that part. That's all it is. If that's the case, he just lacked intelligence.
Yeah, what he did was dumb. I'm not disagreeing with the dumb part, but you can't say, "Oh, you're a role model." Okay, you deem me a role model. I didn't deem myself a role model. Like that's just one. Like what he did was stupid. Bringing a gun, posting a gun on IG was stupid. That's the number one thing. Stupid. Not only now it comes even more stupid because of the status you have, because you're a black man in America. 3, you play in the NBA. 4, you make multi-million dollars. You have endorsements. You have all of this. This is all that you are putting in jeopardy because you made that very first dumb decision of putting that dumb decision, not the first dumb decision, that dumb decision of putting a gun on IG Live. Because if he didn't post that gun on IG Live and went to the strip club and posted it at the strip club, it would have been another, if anybody playing at the strip club, cool. We wouldn't be talking about nothing else.
You talking about if he wasn't in the NBA?
No, even if he wasn't in the NBA or not in the NBA. I can say I've witnessed when James Harden was in Houston. I've been in the strip club with James Harden while he was in the strip club at the same time 2-3 times.
Nobody cares about the strip club part, bro. That's what you're not understanding. It's the gun part.
That's where it happened.
Our country has a problem with guns, and one of the biggest sports role models.
He posted one Instagram live with a gun. Now he has a problem with guns.
No, the country does have a problem with guns. What are you talking about? I said the country has a problem with guns. We do got a problem. We do, and I said the country has a problem with guns. That's what I said.
What is the problem you see with guns?
Huh?
I'm asking what the problem you see with guns. Like just a general question. What's the problem you see with guns?
Oh, I think it's too many guns on the street. And I think too many people have access to guns that they shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I don't think that. I'm all about the Second Amendment. I think it's the amendment it is. Yeah. I'm all about having guns, but I think that too many people have guns. I think that guns are in the hands of people who shouldn't have them. Right? At the end of the day, I'm not in the streets of Houston, but I know I'm from Beaumont, and I know what's going on. I know a little bit what's going on out there. 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds shouldn't have guns, right? Yeah. We have an issue with guns. Now, when I was growing up, you may have like 1 or 2 13-year-olds that had guns, but they probably didn't have parents either, right? Mm-hmm. But now once again, John Morant, somebody with parents, right? Like I said, it don't take you not having parents to be wild like that, right?
No, correct. Yeah, correct.
There's too many guns on the streets. At the end of the day, guns don't expire, right? Only thing is a gun that was probably $500 in 2010 is probably $50 in the street right now, and anybody can get their hand on it, right?
Correct.
That's the issue that we have with guns, and I think that just like the NBA did their part with COVID, and I think that they really set the tone and they really led by example with COVID. I was hoping that they would lead by example by sitting him down for the rest of the year to let the kids know that, one, we are not going to sit here and glorify guns. It's not the fact that he had a gun, right? And the fact that he put on IG Live. No, it's not the fact that he had a gun. It's the fact that him putting it on IG Live and him glorifying it. That's the only problem that I have, is that he glorified it. Putting it on IG Live and glorifying a gun. By the way, you're putting out, and when you say, well, he put out a gun, because I know some people are going to say, well, that's not fair, because I'm from the country. It's gun culture is big out here in Texas. I've seen family members, I've seen white boys, I've seen Mexicans go hunting, and they show their gun with they deer they just caught. They show their new gun that they just got. They show their kids with their new gun that they just got. But no one is at this point, I'm going to say it, no one is at a strip club where you're not hunting any animals.
Yeah.
Your life is not in danger. Mm-hmm. There is no need for a weapon to be out, because if you're going to put a weapon out, you need to use it.
Yeah.
He should sit his hot ass down.
But why should he sit his hot ass down when, like you just said, you see?
Let me ask you this then. Why did he pull out a gun?
To go along with the rap lyrics.
Sit his hot ass down. If that's why you put out a gun, to go along with rap lyrics, sit your hot ass down, bro. I'm glad you answered. That's all the answer I need to leave. I don't even on the court. I have nothing else for this argument. If you feel like he put out a gun to show off rap lyrics, he needs to sit his hot ass down.
Why? There's a lot of people that do that.
And that is extremely immature. And that is first and foremost, that's dangerous, because you pulling the gun out, I can shoot you because my life is in danger because you pulled your gun out. That's dangerous. And once again, it's just stupid. So he needs to sit his hot ass down.
I agree that it's stupid, but now you talk about need to sit my hot ass down. Now you talk about taking away from my money.
Yeah, I'm talking about taking away what, $2 million out of the $200 million you're gonna get.
Yeah, but why should I have to get that taken away from me when, like, every other American?
I already explained it.
No, I'm just saying, like, when you talk to me, like, that's when you have to look at the other side. You can't just say sit his hot ass down, but you have regular Americans that have regular 9-to-5 jobs. It doesn't matter. They're role models just like me. Like, we established their role models just as well. Why they don't have to sit down? They don't have to lose compensation for what they do, but I have to.
Because they don't have a collective bargaining agreement. Yeah, you're right. They don't have a collective bargaining agreement either. It's not a player conduct.
I'm pretty sure
there's nothing like that.
Most companies have, like, bylaws and things that they have to agree upon on boards that they got to leave by. But most of the time, they're not going to tell them, "Oh, you're suspended because you posted a gun on IG Live."
Because they don't have a bargaining agreement where it states that, and they don't have any past history of suspending somebody for having a gun.
Most jobs you can't detriment, like you can't disface the company. Like, say you go out and shoot somebody, you may have a company T-shirt on. They have laws against that. They do.
Yeah, that's different though. That's different. That's definitely different.
That's what he got suspended for. Defamation of the NBA logo.
He didn't have a T-shirt on. What are you talking about?
No, but we know he's in the NBA. He disfaced the NBA being an NBA employee and a player.
And that's what I'm saying. Because we know who he is, where he works, right? That's the only reason why we know him, right? The NBA, unlike working at a Best Buy or a Verizon, right? You're not known because you work at Best Buy or Verizon, but you are known because you play for the NBA. So yes, there's a player conduct policy that you have to abide by.
There's employee conduct policy as well in the company.
Yes, but that employee conduct it matters if you're wearing our shirt or not. With the NBA, it does not matter. You're wearing the face that we're branding on all of our merchandise. That's what we care about.
If someone works, like, say, if someone who's high up in the company don't wear anything on the company, and people know who they are because they're in a high profile position and they know who they are.
So you really have an issue with me saying that he should be suspended because he pulled out. Forget even Instagram Live, bro. He pulled out a gun to show it off.
Yeah.
For no reason at all. Why he was intoxicated? Well, we assume he was intoxicated, right? Yeah. Well, first of all, we know he was drinking, right? So we can assume he was intoxicated.
Yeah.
Right.
But with that,
they say he bought and he was drinking, right? I know we don't have a test. I'm not saying we have a test to prove it, right? and you pulled out a gun, bro. Evan, you from Texas, bro. You know if somebody pull out a gun, bro, you can shoot them, bro.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
He
should get suspended because not only is he setting a bad example, but bro, he could have died, bro.
You're right.
Bro, you in Memphis, bro. You putting out a gun. Everybody knows you have money, bro. You thinking that? Listen, him thinking that he owns some. I play for the city and they love me, and this is Memphis, and we this and we that, bro. Man, it probably just took one person in like Dolph, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. So like all that stuff you're talking about, bro, he need to sit his hot. First and foremost, this is what I'm saying. I do not think he's gonna get any more trouble. So if we're talking about disciplining him to rehabilitate himself, okay, they probably did what they need to do. I'm talking about disciplining him to set an example and lead the way for the younger generation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's when you say that right there. That you can't say this because he plays. I get he plays. He pulled out a gun. That is a dumb, stupid act. But you know how many dumb, stupid acts there is besides him? Not in the NBA, not in regular people that we are. Even in just corporate America and higher ups that's done the same thing. They haven't got told to sit down. They haven't got actually suspended to get their money taken away. But he does. And you trying to say make an example of him.
Bro, he makes 200. Bro, he's gonna make $200 million.
You are right. You are correct. But there are other people like I don't know if you.
That don't make $200 million.
No. It's a clip. It's a clip. I don't know if you've seen it. It was Congress. It was in Congress. The dude was naming off. He was naming like all the felonies, all the DUIs, all the what's called. And they asked. They said, which one has more, the NBA or the NFL? Most people, NFL, NBA, NFL, NBA. The dude was like, well, both of y'all are wrong. These are people that's in your U.S. Congress.
That's in Congress, yeah, because they actually deal with laws, and they actually that's not surprising, bro.
Just because they deal with laws, they can do all this. It don't have to sit down.
They play with law, bro. That's their whole thing. Their whole thing is they are down with bending laws to try to make it benefit them. And if they get caught, they get caught up. Of course, bro. Somebody in Congress is gonna have more charges, bro.
Wow,
bro. Hey, do you not know that they're about to arrest, or supposedly about to arrest the president, bro? Like this is not. Yes. No. Hey, hold on, time out, bro. First and foremost, we got a podcast, bro. I don't know if you know about the algorithm, especially if we put this on YouTube. If you say his name, bro, they demonetize the hell out of it.
Okay. All right.
But we talk about Big T. We talking about Big T, right?
Yeah, the 45th president of the United States.
Yeah, but you can't say Trump. I'm just joking with you. But in general, bro, politicians, we know politicians are crooked. If you would have told me who's crooked, politicians or athletes, I'm gonna say politicians. No, you literally said you read out some charges and felonies, and you said, which one do you think has the most, the NBA or the NFL? And they said whatever. You said no, it's actually your Congress. That's not surprising to me. That's all I'm telling you. That's not surprising. It may
not be surprising to you, but it's surprising to other people. It's surprising in the fact just because they have that, they haven't got told to sit their ass down. They ain't got told to be suspended and get their money taken away from them. None of that happened to them, and they're in high profile positions as well.
Oh my God, bro! You know what? But look. All right, listen.
What?
We're about to wrap it up. But look, this is what we got to think about it, right? It's a different system. When you talk about they're not told to sit their ass down because people don't go out and vote. Like that's why. Yeah, they can actually sit their ass down if people went their ass out and vote, right? But no, people don't go out and vote. So
when people go to vote, they still get into positions. Like I'm not trying to get into voter. I'm just saying, literally, as an example, we have people in Congress who have done worse, who have a lot more other who actually have charges, have not been told to get sit down or suspended. And you're telling a guy who did a stupid act, yet again, another stupid act. I'm not saying it was smart. It is he was as dumb as a box of rocks in that situation. But you're telling he has to sit down, but the people who are supposed to be running this country don't have to sit down. That doesn't add up.
I never said that.
Yes, that's what you're saying right now. You're saying Ja Morant had to sit down, and this all is different. They have to sit down.
No, that's not what I said. You put words. No, I said that Ja Morant. Hold on. Before we go, I said that Ja Morant. I said Ja Morant should sit his happy ass down, his hot ass down. And then you brought up the Congress have a lot of felonies.
Why? Okay.
And I just said, hold on, bro. And I just said I wasn't surprised. I don't care if they sit down or not. I really don't, bro. I'm not really even big into politics.
I got you. Okay.
So I don't really care.
So
I never said
they need to sit down.
I just told you, bro. We can't be arguing in circles, bro. I literally.
Why do you need to sit down? For the people, why do you need to sit down?
So the NBA can set a tone and lead by example about how they feel about the youth, the younger generation, and particularly something that I'm biased on, especially black kids, and their love and their obsession with guns, not for hunting and not for self-defense, but for clout and for, I mean, let's keep it real. It's for clout and it's for intimidation for a lot of them. And a lot of them, they just punks and they need guns to feel like men. And that's why I want the NBA to do that. And you can disagree with me on that, and I expect a lot of people to disagree with me on that. But at the end of the day, that's just something I wish they would have did, bro.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But I just don't see why he should sit down because you want to. You trying to protect it. And I'm just saying that the youth is the only thing that's watching basketball.
I got you though, bro.
That is what you're saying. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but youth is not the only one watching basketball.
So, not with you, bro. I'm with you, bro. But hey, man, it was good doing this again, bro. We definitely back next week, man.
Oh no, we got time. We got college basketball.
Man, hold up. I do gotta go somewhere though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm busy as hell, bro. I hate that I'm dipping out on y'all, but matter of fact, bro, we can shit tomorrow before the fight. We can talk about pre-shit before the fight. What you got going on?
Well, I'll be getting off work, so it'll be whatever time.
Man, the fight don't start. Till midnight. Shit, boxing crazy right now. They short the shit late. Now let's go back tomorrow. Let's cover the other stuff we gotta cover.
No problem.
You cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Man, we're gonna get y'all 2 shows. So we're gonna release this tomorrow on Saturday, and then Saturday we're gonna talk about the fight. And then on the cool, we got no time Sunday. I know I may just do one by myself if you're not available. Shit, I'm gonna break down the fight that we saw. Shit, that's good. My laptop I died too though, so if it gets cut off, bro. But I just have to sign us out.
It's all good for it right now. Good talking with you. Hey.
All right, man. N Statz. Y'all know y'all can find my boy Young and Educated. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all find me on OnlyFans, the Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Cam Soda.
All right, then. Peace.
Holler at me, brother.